This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heartmans. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal life.
Today we want to talk about how people become exactly, or how people can become exactly like their parents, even when they hate their behavior. And to start us off, I'm going to read something from Mastery, your new book, which you can get at www.benjaminzuluglobal.com. You can get the book from there, this and other books. You can get a soft copy or a hard copy. Just make your order there and you'll be advised how to go forward. So I like when you said you can take all the time you need to develop internally and work on your emotional life until you can handle a relationship without transferring or interfering. First of all, what does that mean? But let me finish that sentence. That part of your life may be invisible to the outside world, but it is no less real. So I just liked the idea of developing internally, just taking time out and developing internally rather than wafting through life on your default settings.
Yes. Again, the three terms that we should have known and we don't know is growth, healing, trauma. Because we have grown physically, we think we have also grown internally.
Yes.
Society looks at you outward and tell you look grown enough.
Yes.
When you talk about working on your own emotional life internally, we're talking about balancing things that were left hanging off. Or sometimes when you're in a loving and stable family, you're just acclimatizing to the world. That the rebuffs of failure, disappointment, of betrayal of other people who are not like you, of other people who don't have a heart like yours, of the people you thought, you misread. The one thing, prepare to teach your children, even after you've done your best, not to traumatize them. After you've loved them, given them a stable home, when they finally land college, prepare for this. They are going to meet people who don't look like them, who don't keep their word, who don't care, who don't return kindness, who are not loyal. And the rebuffs of having loved, like invested, trusted. You're going to sit with your child as they process the disappointment. And you're going to use that as a lesson. That sample of people are all over. How will you learn them in the future? What should you have seen? That part, Lily, is so critical. It's like orientation into a new world. When you leave home and you go to the grown-ups world, you're entering a totally new world. You don't enter the market. Then you're trying to buy something, commit something. Try to survey. Breathe in. Just look at, I don't know what bewitched us anyway. We are arriving in a new world and we're trying to grab somebody. We're trying to, forever, myself, I'm your, forever, what? You're just arriving. This new world you are arriving, which is full of energies, which is full of people with motives. One lady told me one of the saddest stories, that she rose, worked on her career until she was so successful, she was posted in a different country as young as 22. Very, very promising. These international organizations, they are techie. She's techie. She's very good in it. She started by working online. Okay, your branch is the England branch. Well, you're working from here for now. Okay, shortly you're saying, okay, please join us. So she's over there and very young. Her effort brought her here. So thinking I've worked myself for this high and somebody calls me young. Looks funny. So she thinks, okay, it's not good to be this alone. Let me just get somebody a settle. It looks tempting. When you have the job, you appear like, now, what else are you waiting for? That's what your aunties will ask.
I know.
You know? And because she said, I did not have mentorship to understand seasons of life. That's the one. She said, we perish for lack of knowledge about seasons. Mentor development. Her mind has not even finished developing. So this director who is close to her, love, bombs, becomes the father figure, mentor. because you are shown, he will show you around to understand things. And that closeness builds a lot of emotional connectedness. The guy is double her age. The mother objects, says, you may feel excited for now, but down the line you realize you're in different worlds. That person is not in your age group. That person is not in your generation. That person will never see you as an equal. You will never feel included. But they're so kind, they're so understanding. Aki, I don't think they can change like that.
That's exactly what we say.
You know, I feel the love, they understand me more than anybody.
Yeah.
You know, and we have even done, by that point you have really achieved things for the company, and you think this is a proof. You can also work out marriage like that.
Yes.
In a brain of 23-year-old. I don't know.
Okay, Benjamin, you had to throw that in.
I don't know where I can put billboard. Make other mistakes in life, but don't choose a partner at 23. Don't marry at 23. Is the most reported age for most disastrous destruction of potential.
Okay.
That's when people sell out because they are new in the market. They look like the body is just over. They look grown.
Yeah.
They look grown.
Yeah.
And they in hotels. They're working. They're in banks. It's tempting to think you're grown. And now she's talking to me when both parents are dead. And it turned out everything they were saying is right. It's 20 years down the line. Many years have gone by.
Did the marriage last for 20 years? No.
No.
Oh, thank God.
The situation she got into, it's not even the marriage, it's the situation the marriage got her into.
Okay.
Just took her life off, and she's trying to pick herself.
Oh.
She could not read the man.
20 years later.
Yes, she could not read him correct. Mom was right. This man had another life, which you don't know. You're discovering children later. Dishonesty. This is what he does with many young girls. And because he has all the time and you're that up close, he can act like a gentleman, like he's not forcing issues, like all that. But he knows your needs, he can anticipate, can read the mind of a young person. Later to realize, not faithful, not available emotionally, abusive, abandoning, and there are children already. Then you have this vow, you never want to raise your children single.
I know. Hey, God help us.
So she said, you guys, because in those conversations, tell the younger girls that your judgment when you're that young is too narrow and the world is too wide. She used a perspective I had not seen. She said, I was viewing the world using a straw. You know the straw I used to take? So when I focus on a green spot, the world is so green. Oh my God, everything is green. Let me go ahead. Peeping at the world through
A straw.
because it's so green.
Let's go.
One green spot, red all over, holes all over, danger all over, and you're running. Lily, if there's something, what you read is trying to encourage, is that when you find yourself with an early job, and we said an early job can become a curse when you use that to jump too soon. Should use that money to do that inner emotional work. Lily, I hope those who hear us do themselves a favor. Just buy these books to read and reflect. If you get this set of books, walk to a therapist. Follow this kind of conversations and reflect.
Yeah.
I want to ask men in particular. My gentlemen almost got extinct. Nobody was telling them what they are made of and how to play their game. If you're a good guy, you want a good life, you're sincere, you care, you have a heart, you're honest, you want to pay your bills, you want to live your life. You're not looking for rich women to live on. You're not looking for people to con. You're not trying to lie and sleep with every woman. You want to be a disciplined life. You have a spiritual conscience, you have an inner person, you have a dignity, you have self-respect. You're the good guy. You are the good guy. Don't look for another one. You are the good guy. You want to have a family, be faithful to them, raise children. You want to work hard, to put in the energy and earn money legitimately. You're the good guy, bro.
You're the good guy.
There are guys who go home.
There are.
There are guys who finish work and just go home.
Yes.
Nobody is watching over there, quarreling them. No. They just go home to their job. They come from job to home because they want an organized life. Particularly men, don't marry before you mirror yourself.
Don't marry before you mirror yourself.
Yes. You mirror yourself in psychological materials that give you reflection, that give you a name for the environment you grew up in. Many people don't have a name. They can't tell you what was going on in their childhood. When you're so far from having a diagnosis of your situation, can you even treat it?
You can't. You're doomed.
You know?
Yes.
So, bro, get a name.
Get a name.
Just get a name, bro. We have written this to give you language. Language. Once you have a word, now you can. You remember the crossword puzzle? You form out a word, eh?
Yes. Yes.
So this is called distant dad. Okay. Estranged parent. Okay. Financial mismanagement. I'll call it. Okay.
You know, when you say alcoholism, you've just made me realize that some men are in situations that are so obvious to anyone looking from outside, but because they haven't acknowledged that situation, you know, they haven't called it alcoholism.
Yes.
Then it's just drinking. It's just drinks. Yeah.
Do you know we have people who are trudging through life, never invested anything in viewing their life in perspective?
Yeah.
So today we are discussing why we end up. And this is the first reason, is that you are dipped in their dye. You were immersed in the dye, in the paint, in the color that characterized your parents. If they lived an irresponsible life, that's what you breathed in. If they were emotionally dysregulated, unhinged, triggered,
Yeah. Yeah.
some parents are just angry.
Yes.
Some parents were bitter. You grew up with bitterness all around you. So you learn to walk on eggshells, avoid any problem, anticipate their feelings, obey quickly, mute, fade into the background. Then you start saying, by nature I am quiet. No! By childhood you are scared. You might be a very extroverted person. By childhood you might have been suppressed. Imagine a dad who was sleeping all over, never emotionally attentive, and one lady told me she remembers them praying for the return of their dad. Her memories are just them and their mother singing in the moon, praying that God brings home their dad.
That's all they... Oh, gosh.
There's a movie called Come Home Daddy. Do you know dads have been disappearing? Eh? It's a whole movie.
Yeah.
A stray daddy. Okay. I know you hear that the prodigal was the son.
Yeah.
Okay, the prodigal.
Yes. Yes. It
That story, the dad was good.
Yeah.
It was a picture of God. Dad represented
In
God.
fact, in that story, we don't even see the mom. Where was the mom? Was there a mom?
The men are usually the wranglers. There must be a mom. But usually men are the wranglers.
Okay.
You know this game they like called rambling? The ramble?
Yes, yes.
That's what men do in real life. You don't just ramble in sports.
Okay. In real life.
You know. The first family, the story in the Garden of Eden,
Yeah.
the two men there. We are saying a lot of the prodigalness is the dad who was lost. And sometimes what you were dipped into was a dad who was distant, getting women over there and hardly present. And so you, like these kids praying, that girl was saying, asking, yearning. Then after a long while, he would come Christmas, disappear for other months, appear again for a day, essentially absent. Essentially absent. And then you hear stories. He said, you hear a neighbor coming, you are greeted by your dad. He said, you will come. Then you revive your hopes.
Gosh.
Then you write letters. Take this to him. Daddy, we miss you. Remember, Lucky Dube, Daddy, wherever you are, remember me.
Yeah.
Dads have been disappearing.
For long. Wait, Dad, where are you?
The Lucky Dube's
Yeah.
most famous songs where he's stuck with his dad. And he sang many songs. But those two songs stand out. It's very weird. Then wherever you are, remember me. Later, when he's old, he sings another song to him. You know where to find me. After he got tired of yearning for him,
Yeah.
he sang, say, you know where to find me if you want to see me. If you want to find me. I tried to find you long time ago. And you are not available.
Yeah.
Now, everywhere you go, you leave women crying after you. I have sisters out there, but I don't know them. I have brothers out there, but I don't know them. You keep getting children out there.
Basically, I'm over you now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I needed you when I was a little boy.
Yeah.
You know? This to say you might put the puzzle together with materials, psychological content, therapy. Just walk to a therapist and say, Sasa nataka my life, discuss my life. That's a very open book thing that can end up giving you a direction and a perspective. And I tell you the truth, it's unfortunate it's what you need, but nobody tells you it's what you need. When I recall days of my confusion, I just needed a description of my situation in a suggestion for the solution.
Wow.
I did not have a name for what I had gone through and an idea of what I should do. But I had a disturbance, a yearning, a hunger, restlessness. It's very frustrating when you're restless and you don't know where you should go. It's very frustrating. The stakes are very high. Time is going. You want to achieve something, but you know if you set off in the wrong direction,
Yeah.
you spend your life meandering. Some people are trying to meander by the time they're 50s.
Yes.
Meandering. Never achieved quite anything.
Yes.
Never achieved anything.
Yeah.
If you don't realize the dye you are dipped in, was it red, was it yellow, was it green? If you don't understand the family situation you are immersed in, you breathe in the air you breathe, the sounds that became familiar, the sights that became familiar, the meals, the mood, most importantly, the idea about who you are that you got.
Can I ask you a hypothetical question?
Yes.
What would your hypothesis be on who you would have become if you did not heal or if you did not receive the mentorship you received when you received it?
Those bright but lost men, you meet them. Very brilliant, polished language.
Yes.
They've been to good schools. They can tell you good, important people they met. But now they're begging you for lunch. But now their situation is pathetic.
You can't put two and two together.
Yes.
Okay.
You shake your head. Even one was, what happened to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
some of them get drunk and they start living the fantasy of those days.
Yes.
They start telling about the great people they came close to. They show you other people on TV they went to school with. What happened? It could be a simple thing like alcohol. This person might have been brought up dipped in the dye of alcohol, brought up with such alcoholic father. It was so deeply ingrained. Although he hated it,
Yeah.
it's all he knows. In fact, the second reason children become like their parents, when you do not awaken and change the story somewhere in between, is that although you don't like their conduct, there's no different life that is real in your nervous system. Again, you have knowledge in two places, in your head and in your nervous system. You can study medicine in your head and you know how alcohol can damage lungs and how this one can destroy. But if your nervous system are just familiar with drunkenness, that's how you process things, that's how you enjoy life, that's how you toss, that's how you press, that's how you cross marathon, alcohol. Your head knows, but your nervous system only knows. You will drink.
So your nervous system can actually be going in a different direction.
Yes.
From what your mind is telling you.
Yes. One lady married, went to a honeymoon, but her body locked. They could not get intimate with the husband. The nervous system remembered violation and rape. The mind is trying to get married, we are married now. The nervous system knows something else. That's why you get cravings for something you know is wrong.
Yeah.
I don't want to drink again, but I don't want to pick that call. No, this person, you always fall. No, I'm not picking. I'm not picking. Who are you fighting with?
The nervous system.
No, I'm not talking to you. I said I'm not a...
Exactly. Exactly.
Why are you calling me?
Yes.
No, stop it. Me, I said I don't want. No, I'm giving you only 2 minutes, okay? I'm even standing on the road. Me, I'm not coming to the house. Yes. Who are you fighting with? Yeah? It's not your mind.
The mind knows.
Nervous system.
How can we rescue the nervous system?
You retrain. This is why I want you to stop underestimating your psychology. It has a life of its own.
It does. Oh, Paul said it, that I do the things I don't want to do.
And what I want to do, what I don't.
Yeah, that.
Who was that?
Yes.
You know, I want you to know, you may be so familiar with screaming and shout, "You are making me crazy!" The way your mom is. You hated it, but you still find yourself telling your children, "Making me crazy."
Oh gosh, that's heartbreaking.
Yes. After that, oh my God, now I want to speak that way. Junior, come here, I'm sorry.
I know.
Then your psychotic episode comes back again. And your children just start saying, a gossip goes around. Mamas, a little bit of bipolar.
Yeah, mom is bipolar. Yeah.
You know? And now there's a manic episode.
Oh gosh.
Mom is so happy today. Wait until it comes crashing.
And you know that even that bipolar might be exactly what my mother had.
Yeah.
You know, because even my mother was fighting.
You know,
yeah.
And as you may remember, I told you, some of these mood disorders are not coming from inside, they're coming from outside. You learn the habit begins to fluctuate like bipolar. 2 poles. That's the idea of bipolar. And it's supposed to be a genuine mood disorder. A diagnosis for mental mood disorder.
Yeah.
But what have we done? We become so unhinged, unstable. We copy. We saw that so much that is all we know. So we are saying the second reason is, although you don't like their behavior, you don't know any better. You may know mentally. You may read, you may see on TV. You may hear somebody preaching somewhere. You may hear your friends recommending a better way to handle your temper.
Yes.
You may read a few motivational quotes. How to manage my temper? Yeah, bring 5, count 10.
Or maybe your friends buy you the healing book. Then you get 5 copies from 5 different people of healing. Heal your inner self.
You know, these supervision things don't change the nervous system. Do you know, how do you change what is lodged in your body? One, there are things we call mantras to change the automatic thought. Many times your body is going with what is in your subconscious. What should be the automatic thought? One time I sat in a car and I was sure a particular person was in that car and I had not seen them. Was it their perfume? I don't know. I'm just sure. They sit in front, that person is there.
Oh.
Yes. I think they had my money. Is it that? I don't know that.
Maybe.
My intuition is for money.
Maybe.
Somebody said money is their love language.
Yes. Yes. No.
A lot of people have that. And I confirmed it was right. So I got mixed up. What is that? And I came to realize how a person felt to your body.
Oh my.
Felt to your body. Your body just recognizes. Many times you felt danger in your body, not in your mind. You don't know what it is, but you feel like somebody's following you, and you end up to be being right.
Yeah.
We are being watched. Just a sense, somebody's watching us.
Yeah.
Nowadays we have apps for scanning cameras.
Yeah.
You can scan their secret spy cameras. You know?
Yeah.
You have seen those things in hotels to check whether there are cameras when you go to restaurants and hotel rooms. We are saying many times it's because it is so, you are unfamiliar with any other life. You know it mentally that you should be peaceful. One way to retrain is mantras, automatic thoughts. One way to relearn is self-talk. Self-talk is so deep and powerful deep and powerful, usually you are not born talking. You do not have a self-talk when you are born. You are not even consciously thinking. You don't remember when you're in the womb how it looked like. Who taught you self-talk? Although we are calling it self then.
Who?
It was not there when you arrived. It is the guys who are around you when you are a child. Where you learned that you're not beautiful, that you're not big enough, that you're not dark enough, that you're not shapy enough, that you're not brilliant enough. Like a guy, you're not handsome enough. They are all learned. The first lesson we always teach people in self-talk is that your self-talk is taught. You acquired it and so you can edit it. That's the good news. We tend to think, that's who I am, I can't change it. Who are you when you are 1 day old? You are a clean slate. Stop possessing bad things that were simply put on you.
Okay.
You know, they're simply put on you. And we are saying the one thing you do when you begin to avoid adapting your parents is to know that everything that you want and you did not see it at home, you're going to learn through self-talk, through mantras, through changing automatic thoughts. These are things we do progressively and slowly, and many people will acquire a total personality shift in 6 months.
Really?
In a year, yes. It's very possible. Total personality shift. Through the 2 years, 3 years, but people who have been consistent have seen results until even their friends can't tell who is this again.
Wow, yes.
No appetite for those things anymore. What they were trying to replace has healed. No cravings. What I was craving for was not alcohol anyway. It was to feel important.
Yeah.
To silence a voice, and the voice has gone. I've replaced it. The third reason where you end up copying your parents is that life is stressful. And when we are put under stress, we always resort to default settings, default response, default survival instincts. Life is stressful, even when you're a good person. You have bills to pay, you have difficult people to handle, you have annoyances to deal with. Trying situations to endure, people pricking your nerves.
Yes.
You have the stress of just doing life. When that stress hits, you can't be pretty. No, it's not natural. You know, I'm naturally a composed person. Even when the police arrested me unjustifiably, I just pulled by the side and greeted them. Hello. When people delay you and your job is at stake, when people take away what is yours, when people gossip about you, when people write mean things in your space, when injustice is done to you, that time you don't reason. You resort to default responses of survival.
Which is
what parents? You were programmed from childhood. How you saw your parents responding to annoyance, to stress, to lack of money, to threat, to injustice, to unfairness. Stresses and threats of life are so deep and primal. Responses to stress are deep and primal that you usually don't know you have them until the situation hits. This is why you end up copying your parents when you are left. When there's somebody abandons you, when somebody doesn't respond to you, you will do what they did. They withdrew, kept quiet. Cold treatment. And I hope you know that cold treatment, withdrawing, not communicating, is as toxic as exploding. So those who keep quiet think they are better.
Yes.
Imploding and exploding are equally toxic.
Yes.
What you saw your parents respond when they had no money, transferring, blaming the other one, quarreling, getting angry, disappearing, running away, getting drunk. When there was no money and bills were here, what did they respond? That's what you know. And you will not know it is in you until the stress comes. We don't like imagining stress. Stress comes to us.
Yes.
We don't imagine it.
No.
If I find traffic today, I was just trying to keep myself calm. We don't think ahead for stress. If my car breaks down, I'll keep smiling until I repent.
Okay, what should I otherwise do?
Now, this is the solution.
Uh-huh.
So the point there, I just want you to carry the point is that you copy your parents in stress management because life is full of stress by itself.
Yeah.
And if you do not change your infrastructure for responding to threats, there will be no option when it hits. This third one is almost condemnatory. Default. The day you'll have no money, either stay there and deal with the situation or run. If you grew up seeing people running, you will also?
You will also run. Yeah, I will.
Those who get a child and deny, avoid, dump the child somewhere and disappear, act like that. You are dumped like that. You don't like the way you are dumped at your grandparents. And your mom went, your dad disappeared like it's nothing. You will also get a child and?
Disappear.
You don't like it, but it's the only thing you know. Stress causes you to respond the same way you saw people respond, except if you do the following. You are supposed to change the infrastructure of stress response. You don't wait for stress to come. You don't need for it to come, but it is inevitable. So we always say you use hybrid. One, rehearse situations and form your ideology around another lifestyle. Ideology, the big word. How you organize the world, the life in your head.
Yeah.
I want to get a child before I'm married, but if I ever get the child, I'll be there for them. I'll never abandon the way. You should say that to yourself.
Right. Yes.
I don't plan on sleeping in any one woman because my dad did it and left.
Yes.
But should it ever happen, I'll stay there and feel it and be there with the child.
Yes.
The one mistake people make is to share about divorce. Divorce is a different concept, does not fall in this category. It's not a one person's failure many times. It is, so one person say, my mother was single, I'll never be single. No, don't say that. This one does not apply here. You should say, my mother was sad and stressed. I don't want to be sad and stressed. I want to be happy and vibrant. Whether I'm married or single, I just want to be full of life. I want to be authentic and alive. Not pretending, suppressing, squeezing myself, smiling, fake. No. My dad could not face his life. He had to be drunk or asleep or hiding. I want to be awake, talking to my children and engaging and laughing and playing. Revise your philosophy repeatedly to take it the direction you want.
Oh my God, that's powerful.
Yes. And when small stressors arrive, when you're in secondary school, somebody pricks you, don't knock them the way your dad used to knock people. Hold your hand the way they hold in movies. In real life, we hardly hold that way.
Yeah. You.
So when that anger comes, revisit your philosophy and congratulate yourself when you make small steps. Imagine anger control, controlling yourself is a habit. These things you are saying, you practice them slowly and they
That's
habit.
true.
The lesson here is many times the ideology of stress management, you make it before the situation. And when the situation comes, you now start practicing. Bigger stressors never arrive before the smaller stressors. Be happy. Life is organized that way.
Yeah.
When you are young, the stakes are small. You're not likely to be hanged. When you knock the kid, or when you fight here, you'll be punished on that scale. Hardly do you get those catastrophic things the first time.
Yes.
So don't fear that my father killed a person or knocked a person, got in prison, or this one, or they were victimized themselves. No, you are saying, learn the philosophy early, practice it, recite it, the self-talk you are saying, the mantras you are saying, the things you program your subconscious. This is about stress management. And we are saying how your parents manage financial stress, emotional stress, abandonment, lack of parenting stress, ill health, by relatives hating on them, other people doing them unfairness, how you watched them manage that to secure their survival. Change it before you arrive to be a parent yourself.
Woo! My take home is that it's not necessarily the situation that our parents were in that we are, swearing to avoid. it's the energy, the negative energy in that situation,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you all for watching. See you on the next episode. Bye.
This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heartmans. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better